Let's make it a good day.
Coming up today, no joke, we have an A-list reveal on The Masked Singer. Plus, Salt Lake City is getting ready to become another Real Housewives destination. Your first look. It's all in the hot dish. Then, Dax Holt is stopping by with the latest celebrity dish from Hollywood. And she's one of our most popular guests. Erin Meyer from Lavender and Laundry is here with a $100 entryway makeover. Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah.
Did I ever get on that horse in the open? No, I did actually for a little while. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Jason Show. I'm Jace. Hope you're having a really good Thursday. It's Thursday, right, Kendall? I'm losing track of days. Please say hello to my good friend, my sister from another mister, Miss Kendall. How you doing? I don't know if your mic's on. Your mic on? Anyway, she'll turn it on. It's all right. It's your first day. It's fine. We all make mistakes on our first day. You know, on my first day, I went to interview Prince with Robin Robinson. On your first day, you forgot to turn on your microphone.
It was hard. It was a hard day.
How you doing?
Hi, good. I feel good. I feel Halloween-y, and I feel good.
Do you feel Halloween-y?
Yeah, that's why we've got the black and the orange. And
I can barely notice. Maybe the folks at home on TV can notice it.
No.
I barely see. But then again, you and the camera, I don't know if people can notice. I don't know. It won't translate well on TV, but the camera, the one that this one is like 80 feet away from me. At some point, as I get older, if I continue to do the show, as I get older, I don't know. We're going to have to bring the camera closer because there's a little monitor. I can barely read my name. Director Leota's put my name up. I can't, I'm taking an eye test right now here on the show live. I can't see that. But the camera's beyond, isn't it, Kendall?
It is. It's so far away. I don't even know how you read that. I don't.
Some days I don't know because I'm blind as as far as without these, I can't write. It's all blurry, but I can see it now. Anyway, it's been a crazy week. We're doing that project Down and Dirty for the radio station for My Talks. I do a radio show as well. It's our big charity event. Every year we take on a new thing. We did a rock band. We did a musical. This year, we are doing an old-timey radio drama. We're recreating War of the Worlds, and all of us have different parts, and I found out all of my parts yesterday. You know, these are all pre-recorded, and then the actual debut is tomorrow night. You spend $10, and you get to hear the broadcast, and all of the hosts play different roles, multiple roles. So I play, are you ready for this?
Yes.
So I play Orson Welles. I'm the narrator. Then I play a very manly commander, like a chief or something. I don't know, like a chief of the army.
Very manly man.
Very manly. And then I play a very not manly airline pilot, or like a fighter pilot. Yeah.
Can I have impressions of all these voices quickly?
Well, I'll give you the airline pilot or the fighter pilot because it's based on a character that I used to do when I would answer the tip line at WCCO and then here, and his name is Lance. He's like my little alter ego. Hi, this is Lance. It's a little bit like Kip from Napoleon Dynamite. It's a little bit of him. So imagine a fighter pilot with this voice. Hi, Kendall. What are you doing? That's him. So I'm a fighter pilot as Lance. And the screenwriter who's working on this heard my reading on our first night, our cold read, and changed the script to match Lance's voice. So it's really good. We're having such a good time with this, and I wasn't sure how this one was going to be. Right. Every year, I either love it or hate it. Some years I hate it. Rock band. This is so cool, and the Foley artist. You guys watching? Do you know what a Foley artist is? They're the ones that make sound effects. Oh. And they do it live. Like if you need like something falling, you do that.
Right.
And there's a microphone. They create all the sound effects. It is endlessly fascinating. And then they have me do it. All the on-air people have to make sound effects as well. So I had a church bell. I was creating the sound for church bell. It is an art. It's a lost art because you don't really need a lot of Foley artists every day except for movies. But so when you hear it, and I hope you will because it all goes to charity. If you do, all of the sound effects, just know all of the sound effects are made. They're not from a computer. They're made by live human beings like me. So,
Fascinating.
Yeah, it's cool. The War of the World. So you can go to mytalk1071.com for ticket info. It's only $10. Let's get to today's hot dish, everybody. Here we go. Roll it. It was another unmasking last night on The Masked Singer, and are you ready for this? It wasn't like a kid in a mall on a random episode of Who's the Boss, you know, Kid 3 in the credits, you know.
Yeah.
This was an actual A-lister. But first, Leo, roll it. Here's our spoiler alert. Don't want to upset the people. Lips was the celeb sent packing. Lips. But before we show you who it is, we'll show you a clip from her performance, and let's see if you can guess who it is. Take a look.
Yeah, a little vamping. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh. Okay. And guess what? No one opens the door. For a native New Yorker. Here I go.
Oh, please. It sounds just like her. You know who it is. The clues, though, she has strong opinions, a big mouth, and has been shocking the public for decades. Some of the guesses included Allison Janney, Sandra Bernhardt, but Jenny McCarthy and Nicole Scherzinger nailed it on the How You Doing. It's Wendy Williams, everybody. Wendy Williams. Nick Cannon said he had talked to her just a few days before, and he had no clue. No clue. And on stage, in a classic Wendy moment, she asked him if he'd ever get back together with Mariah. Okay, Wendy, I love you. Wendy, it's not the Wendy Williams show, but I mean, hey, when you're interviewing, it never leaves you. You always
Know thyself.
Yeah, you're always interviewing. When I
Always.
talk to people sometimes, I'm like, Jason, you're at a cocktail party. You don't have to interrogate them.
I think that's how we do small talk, though.
I
Have
don't
you
do
ever
small
felt-
talk.
I know, but that's what I mean. Like, because you just are so used to interviewing that
Yeah.
the small talk, it's never about you. You're just like, so tell me about your
Yes.
dog. Oh, so tell me more about the name that you gave him.
Are you
It's
good
like,
at small talk? I've never asked you that.
No, because I interview people too. That's
Yeah.
how I small talk. That's what I've realized. Is,
Yeah, I'm horrible at it. So if I ever meet you, don't ever think I'm rude. I'm not good at
Just a
small
little
talk.
uncomfortable
Little
with
cocktail talk. I'm a little uncomfortable, yeah. Next in the dish, David Letterman was on with Kimmel last night, which is always good because, here's the deal, like me, Kimmel has always idolized Dave. He had a Letterman birthday cake when he was a teenager. Letterman was on promoting his Netflix show, but before he did that, he told Jimmy one of his favorite hobbies now that he's retired. Look.
The first one is, I don't know if you get this, but between 6 and 7 o'clock at my house, I get a lot of phone calls on the line that never rings except between 6 and 7. And it's always a very nice man or a very nice woman wanting to send me on a cruise or wanting me to stay at a hotel somewhere. And I can't get enough of that. You just try to keep them engaged as long as possible because you know there's a goon monitoring these phone calls and will just come by and unplug them if it's not going well. And it usually comes two call killers. One, when they say, now, this offer is good for 2 years for the cruise. And I say, oh, I'm sorry, I can't be gone 2 years on a cruise. Click, we're done.
He also just gives random numbers for a credit card. Dave also talked about his relationship, his friendship with the late Regis Philbin. Oh, Dave and Regis. You go Google, go on the YouTube and put in Letterman Regis. Regis appeared on The Late Show with David Letterman more than anybody else. I think 200 and sometimes, and I think I'm even conservative with that number. But anyway.
they're both very quick and funny, so I'm sure it's hilarious.
Yeah, and it is funny. I mean, you look at Jimmy's face. It's like anytime someone that I love is on this show, it's pure joy. I mean, it's just absolute pure joy because Jimmy really did idolize Dave, wore nothing but late night with David Letterman t-shirts. Like I said, had a late night cake. He's like our former producer, Carl. Carl loves, whatever happened to Carl? Do we know what happened to him? He's gone, isn't he? Yeah.
Chicken attack.
Well, that was Jeff, but yeah, we don't know what
that was
happened
a
to Carl.
rooster, wasn't
No,
it?
we're very proud of Carl. He works for NBC News in New York. He's very fancy. He won't talk to us anymore.
Fancy.
Yeah. He rolls us right into voicemail. The international symbol for we don't like you.
Did you know I know Carl's aunt and uncle?
You do? Mm-hmm. Oh,
Isn't that funny?
It is.
What a
Small
weird
world.
small world thing. Red
That's
Wing.
right.
We know everyone.
Next in the dish, here's the deal. Over the last decade, the taglines in those Real Housewives opening credits have become as famous and iconic as the shows themselves. Sometimes more iconic. You know, like, I'm not, that's that, you know, anyway, you know what they are. Well, that's why it's always a big deal when Bravo debuts new ones. So now get ready. Here is the long-awaited taglines for the new franchise, Salt Lake City. Look.
In this town, I'm Queen Bee and MVP.
When you take cheap shots, always expect a hangover.
This Rose isn't scared to handle a little prick.
Jealousy is a disease, to which I say, get well soon.
I love God, but I will read you like a scripture.
Just like my pioneer ancestors, I'm trying to blaze a new trail.
In this
Oh, yeah, the new franchise will debut on Bravo November 11th. It's getting good early reviews. I'm waiting for my little advance copy. Okay, so hold on a minute. I want to show you. Here comes Mary. No, not her. Here comes Mary. Mary. Here she's next, I believe. Here she is. So Mary Crosby, according to her bio, she took over her family business. Taking over the family business meant, this is what it means, marrying her late grandmother's second husband. Just think about that for a second. Just let that.
What did you just say?
I don't remember, and the teleprompter went past it, so I can't. She married her late grandmother's second husband. So your grandmother's second husband, she married him. I can't I can't wrap my brain around that, nor should we. All I know is I shall be watching this, and I will be telling you about it. Lots more to come, everybody. Kendall's shocked still. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this with much more.
Coming up, another big slice of hot dish. Could it be code blue for Grey's Anatomy? Find out why season 17 could be its last. Then we know who to turn to for good Hollywood dish. Mr. Anaheim himself, Dax Holt, will join us live in just a little bit. And shiplap. That's all you hear on HGTV. But what is it exactly? And how can you make it yourself? Erin Meyer from Lavender and Laundry is here with the answer. Stay right there. The Jason Show will be right back.
Do you have anyone in your life who's been driving you crazy this election?
Yeah.
Great. Now with that mask on so they won't know it's you, give them a piece of your mind and let them know how you really feel.
I'm so sick and tired of listening to the that my sister Noreen keeps saying. I need you to listen, Mr. Girl. You're supposed to be a Christian. I'm going to really pray for you. You talking about prayer? Yeah, you need some prayer. Because you all out of balance, okay?
Oh, some hide and speak on Kimmel last night, talking about the lovely political season we're in. Is it over yet?
You need some prayer. Y'all need Jesus.
That's right. Just keep it here. It's an hour
So
of
funny.
no politics. Yes. More hot dish for you this morning, and for that we turn to our insider to the stars. Ladies and gentlemen, he's fully clothed and joining us from his extra bedroom from the Hollywood Raw podcast. It's Dax Holt. Good morning, my friend.
Good morning, Jason. How you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you and the family doing?
I can't complain. The fires have passed our house, so we are good out here.
Oh, that's right. Thank goodness. Everything, you're fine there?
Yeah. No, we're good this year. So, okay. I mean, they were lighting up the skies. It was quite the view on, I think it was like Tuesday night. It was just the whole hillsides were on fire. And it's this weird thing because it looks so beautiful, but it's so destructive that you're like, I shouldn't be saying this is beautiful.
Yeah. Oh no, I get it. It's like something it's a cliche, but something out of a movie. Let's get started. You had an interesting entertainment journalist on the show. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, so, our podcast, the thing that I love about it is that we have celebrities, but we also have people kind of from the other side. So we've had journalists, we've had paparazzi, and this week we had Ali Politi. She was the editorial director for Hello Magazine, but she also worked at Us Weekly. She worked for OK Magazine. So she's kind of done it all. She's seen it all. She's been around for a while. So we had her on, and she was just opening up about some of the most interesting assignments that she's been on, the stories that she's broken. And I can tell you one of the stories that we got out of her was that she was on assignment. The magazine she was working for at the time sent her to Anguilla. How do you say that country?
I think you're, yeah, I don't know. Why am I trying?
Anguilla?
Yeah.
Anyway, so she got sent there on assignment to go sit in a 5-bedroom villa at a 5-star hotel for a week. And all she had to do was sit, enjoy the sun, and watch Sandra Bullock. And I guess Sandra Bullock was there. And the whole thing was that Sandra was supposedly dating her stylist at the time, and they wanted to know more. And I didn't even know that this happened. I didn't realize that magazines would send someone to just camp out at the hotel. And trust me, I worked for TMZ for a long time, so you would think I would know this. But we never did anything like that. And I thought it was so interesting. And she said, it was the best assignment I've ever been on in my life. I just got to sit and suntan and report back of my sightings. I'm like, that is a crazy story. And so, but it didn't stop there. I mean, she told us all about this nightclub life she would have, where she would hang out at the popular nightclubs in New York, and she'd be partying with Leonardo DiCaprio. She actually became friends with Princess Eugenie. I mean, just wild life that this woman has had. And she, I don't know. I just found it really interesting. And then the one game that we played, we said, who's the most famous person in your phone? And she answered, but then kind of turned the tables on us. I found out that I have Hulk Hogan in my phone. I didn't even know.
What? You do?
I was looking through my phone trying to figure out who was a big celebrity that I had. And Hulk Hogan's name popped up. I was like, I don't even remember putting this in here.
I think you're the most famous person I have in my phone.
Well, we know that's not true.
Yeah. No, I think it's you and Paige Davis, and that's about it. And Eileen Davidson, who's become a new friend, which is very odd to say. But anyway, well, I want to ask you, and I don't know, I've asked you a 1,000 questions over the years. What was the moment, because you referenced it, you were at TMZ for years and in this business for years. Dax, what was the moment for you that made you go, wow, this is a really cool job? Did you meet an icon? Did you meet an idol of yours? Did you ever have one of those moments?
I think that moment was when we did American Idol. So I don't know if you remember, this was way back when, I'm trying to remember what season it was, but we did 2 seasons of American Idol where they did this media training. And so all the American Idol contestants came into our office and we got to interact with them, and it aired on American Idol. That was a really cool moment because I was like, holy crap, American Idol was the biggest thing on the planet at the time. And we were on American Idol. So I think that was kind of the moment that I was like, this is really cool.
That was the moment when Dax was like, I am Dax Holt. I am Dax Holt.
The other part was when Ryan Seacrest came up and talked to me and he knew my name. That was also really cool.
Absolutely. Dax, thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. Have a good week. You can find the Hollywood Raw podcast wherever you find your podcasts. Next in the dish, could Grey's Anatomy be flatlining soon? Well, maybe. The show's getting ready to start. Are you ready? Yeah. The 17th season. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And Meredith herself, I think I skipped a number there, but it doesn't matter. Meredith herself, Ellen Pompeo, is saying that this could be it. She talked about it in a brand new interview, and she said she feels the weight of how many people on the show, or how many people the show employs, but admits the gas tank may be empty after this year. But 2 seconds later, she says this current season could be the best ever. Okay. I mean, what else was she going to say? So this could be the last season, but this is a really good season. I have credit where credit is due. Shows typically do not get much buzz, conversation, or coverage after seasons 2 or 3. I always use this example, and it's worthy of Desperate Housewives, which ironically debuted the same year Grey's Anatomy did and lost. That was a huge season. It was the 2004-2005 TV season. Just think about that for a second. I mean, I told you 17. Grey's Anatomy has been on the air since 2004. That was 3 presidents ago. Just take that in. Anyway, shows don't get buzz after its first season. Maybe after its second. Grey's Anatomy is still getting entertainment writers writing about it. People still think the show's really good. Have you ever watched it?
I used to be a huge Grey's Anatomy person, like massive. And then, spoiler alert, they killed off Sandra Oh's character. Not killed her, but she left.
Yeah.
And I kind of just was like, that was about season 8 or 9. And I was like, well, it's probably going to end soon. So I stopped watching. It didn't end soon.
Most of my friends that have watched it, they stopped watching after Izzy started making out with the deer, the ghost of the deer, whatever. I never watched it. What did she do? No, there was a ghost.
Well, there was a guy on like life support.
Oh, there was a ghost or something.
And she was engaged to the guy, and never mind.
Oh, I thought there was a deer. Wasn't there an animal?
She didn't make out with an animal.
She didn't make out with the animal. Oh, okay. No. I didn't watch it.
You thought she made out with a deer?
I thought she made out with a fawn or something. And that would stop me from watching a show. If you're going out in the forest and making out with Bambi, I mean, that's kind of the death knell. The death knell ringeth. If you're, turning to that kind of plot device.
Okay, well, everyone know that Jason will not watch your show if anyone makes out with Bambi.
Yeah, I'm not no beast yet. Anyway. Next in the dish, Tamar Hall is getting all the good interviews lately. Tamar Braxton was on yesterday. It's her first interview since her suicide attempt from July. And she starred in the show The Braxton Family Values. She talked about the stresses of doing a reality show with her family and the fact that, it took a toll. Look at this.
I created the Braxton Family Values because I wanted to be an example, a part of the Black community with 5 Black amazing sisters with all different walks of life who can inspire and help, and people can learn from our experiences along the way. We wasn't teaching anything but being devilish, and I didn't want to do that.
Do you think that there was a pressure? I know you can't speak for other family members, but from your perspective, to perform, to keep upping the ante, to keep bringing the drama so that the show would continue?
For the show and for my family, we wanted to have a great show. And sometimes that is making a deal with the devil. That is doing things that you wouldn't normally do. It's selling your family up a river.
Which brings me to this.
Tamron, love you. Great question. I've said it before. These reality shows, if you're on it with your family, other than the Kardashians, which they've had their share of trouble, it's detrimental. Look, I'll say it again. Look at the Real Housewives. I referenced this yesterday. Look at Kyle Richards and her sister. Look at Friendships, Bethany Frankel, and insert name. I mean, everybody. These shows, because you're being paid to stir up drama. You're being paid to create conflict. Right. People don't want to watch. I don't care what we say in surveys. We don't want to watch people being nice to each other on these types of shows, on reality shows. No, we don't. No. We tune in for the catfights and the little D drama.
I just can't even imagine any drama within your family. Like, I mean, I've got 2 sisters, so of course we get in arguments, but having it play out for everyone and then having it pushed even by producers, like, we need more, would really psychologically affect me.
Okay, and then take that, and then you add all of us, the public.
Right, weighing in.
Chiming in and taking sides. What does that do to you mentally? It messes you up. It really does. By the way, I got straightened out by the executive producer. So Grey's Anatomy, she didn't, Izzy didn't have sex with the deer or make out with the deer.
I hope not.
She didn't. No, I just got clarification.
Yeah.
She made out or had nookie with a ghost, and she healed a deer with like the Force or something.
You're getting there. Not quite, but we're getting there.
There's no way I'm watching the show anyway, so it doesn't matter.
No way.
Tamar says she's doing much better now and has better tools for dealing with her mental well-being. She has a new show, Tamar Braxton, Get Ya Life. I hope I pronounced that right. I did it. Get Ya Life? Okay. Still ahead, Disney fans can be a little nutter butters, but some of the diehards may be taking things a little bit too far. I will explain. But next, Erin Meyer is back, and coming up in just a few minutes, she just completed one of her $100 room makeovers. This time, she's making over that entryway right there to show us how she did it when we come back. Back after this. I love Tamar. Welcome back to the show, everyone. Home renovations are really hot right now, really, as people spend more time at home and take on house projects they've been putting off forever. Thanks, quarantine. But you don't have to spend thousands of dollars to remake a space, not even hundreds. Joining us to talk about her latest $100 room challenge is our good friend Erin Meyer from Lavender and Laundry. Hello, my friend.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing great. You look, can I give you, you look fantastic. Let me just give you a compliment. Your lighting, whatever you're doing right now, just stay there for like the next 4 months. Right there.
Perfect.
Don't move.
Okay. Sounds good. That is hilarious. I'm like I think it's probably I've got open windows over here. So maybe that's why, but it's so cloudy. I can't.
No, seriously, Erin, your lighting is better than mine right now. Seriously, I'm in a TV studio. Yeah. Well,
well, that's good to know. We'll sit right here every time.
Absolutely. Okay, so your latest challenge this time for these $100, and let me ask you this, because you've done a few of these on our show. How did these $100 challenges start? What motivated you? Was it like the highest price of things, or what was it?
No, it was because I think a lot of us are, we'll go on social media, and if you go to Instagram or Pinterest or something, everything is so beautiful, but you know that in order to create that, it would cost more money than most of us have. So I decided, instead of just like being frustrated with my own house not looking like that, I would see what could I do with $100. And I feel like every time I challenge myself on a room, I think I've done like 18 now.
Yeah.
And every time that I challenge myself with this, I feel like I go a little further. This one that we just did that we'll talk about was actually probably one of our smallest ones, simply because, things are crazy right now. I've got kids sometimes in school, sometimes at home, and we decided to take a smaller space. But
I love this.
I think it was just like, and most people, I think, have $100 if you're going to make over a space. Like that's not anything too much. And I don't think people realize how far you can go with such a small amount if you're willing to do a little DIY by yourself. So
small amount, small space. You did the entryway, right, Erin?
Yes. So we have a really pretty large entryway actually, but this is a little nook that comes off of our garage. It really was used for my like Costco drop zone. I would drop all my we have a smaller kitchen, and so I want to save money, so I buy like 25 pounds of flour and rice and everything. I don't really have storage in my kitchen for that. So this little nook coming in from our garage was where all those bags would end up. I don't know. It was terrible. So
step one is titled shiplap, and we're going to go deep on shiplap in the next segment, but briefly, why was this step one?
Okay, so I always try to do the wall treatments first if we're gonna paint or anything, because first off, I just really hate painting walls. So I like to just get it done. But it also sets the foundation for your space. So the first thing we did was the shiplap, which I know we're gonna talk about later, so I won't go too in depth with that. But just kind of getting that up on the wall was our first step to then be able to create the stuff. Because actually, like I said, this was a little bit of an easier project. So I think in total, I only spent about $80, and 50 of that was on a light fixture and a mirror. So
well, light fixtures are expensive. I got to tell you, oh my goodness. I have like 2 lighting stores in my neighborhood. They're like the cost of like a Mercedes. Anyway, we're in the wrong business. We should have opened a lighting store, Erin.
I know. Well, I actually was surprised. I have a whole post on, there are so many light fixtures that are budget friendly. So I got one off of Amazon for 20 bucks, and it's super cute. It fits the style much better because our house is from the early 90s. And if anyone knows what the lighting looks like in your hallways and entries, it's not very pretty. So.
Well, this is step 2. We're looking at the console table right now. Talk to me about this.
Okay, yep. So I think I've talked about this on your show before, that my husband and I went to an auction and got this huge shed full of old barnwood for 10 bucks.
Yeah.
So we have more wood than we honestly know what to do with. So we built, or I shouldn't say I sanded. That's what I did. My husband actually built the table. I showed him sort of an inspiration picture, and then he made that all with like the free wood from this auction that we won all this wood at like years ago.
I love it. And next, step 3 was the wall and table decor.
Yeah, so all of this was just using stuff that I already had at my house. That's one of the things I think people forget. You can shop your house and see what you already have that might work in a space versus feeling like you have to go to the store and buy everything brand new. So that is all literally stuff that just I either pulled from other rooms or I had down in storage. A lot of it's fall decor, so it's just in my little decor bin for fall. So
step 4 was door decor. I never would have thought of this.
Yes. So our door is really plain, like flat, and I wanted to do something to kind of spruce it up. So that's just a bunch of embroidery hoops. And then I had some faux wheat. So it's just basically tying those wheat pieces and then kind of creating that little pattern on the door just to create something so it wasn't so plain.
Well, and we already talked about light fixtures, so we're going to go right to the finished product. Here's the before and after, everyone, with a total of $79.45. There is the after. Wow. Erin, that's a big difference. I mean, we go from Costco, look at that, Costco Drop Center to a new fabulous entryway.
And there's no room for me to drop my Costco bags anymore.
No. You can read more about Erin's $100 room challenges on her blog, lemonslavenderandlaundry.com. And like I said, Erin's sticking around. You saw her use shiplap in her entryway, but what really is it and how can you do it on a budget when we come back? Back after this, everyone. Helping you transform your spaces and your home for less. Like, I'm talking $80 or less in this one with the help of our good friend Erin Meyer from lemonslavenderandlaundry.com. Okay, so Erin, we're going to talk about shiplap. Can I just, because you used it in the intro, can I just ask a general question? I didn't even know what this was before Joanna Gaines. What actually is it?
So shiplap is, if you buy true shiplap, it's like a tongue and groove sort of wooden pattern. I mean, and it really was used. I mean, we have old barnwood that is tongue and groove. But if you buy it right now for a 6-inch strip by 8 foot, it's like $450 per plank.
Oh,
so it's expensive.
Hashtag
but
thanks, Joanna Gaines. So yeah. Okay, so, but why is it so expensive? You're in the biz, you watch the prices of these types. Is it because of the popularity, supply and demand?
I honestly don't know. Jason, I make over rooms for $100. I don't know why people would spend that on actual shiplap.
I love you. Okay, so you did it, Erin, you did this, correct, if I'm looking at the sheet here, you did this for under $30? Yeah,
so you can create a fake shiplap for way less than buying it the real stuff. For this entryway, obviously if you have a bigger space, it's going to be a little bit more, but we did ours for just under $30, and all you have to do is buy, it's called underlayment. It's about a 1/4 inch thick wood, and it comes in an 8 foot by 4 foot sheet, and those are $15. And we needed 2 of them. And then you actually are basically going to cut your strips, 6-inch strips, 8 feet across. We obviously, you need 2 people to do it because 8 feet is too much, but you're doing it on a table saw. Obviously use caution. If you don't know how to use a table saw, you need to find somebody who knows how to use it. Yeah. But so you're basically cutting these 8 foot long by 6-inch strips. And then obviously measure your walls. Ours was nice because in our entryway, our wall, obviously everything was a little shorter. We actually shiplapped an entire barn that we have that's 16 feet by 20 feet. So if you're doing something really long like that, you're gonna wanna scatter your vertical seams so that it's not, you don't want a vertical seam of all the same going down your wall.
And speaking of seams and stuff, you measure it out. You use a nickel to space it out, I should say.
Yes. So in order to create that look of the shiplap that adds kind of that pattern and texture, when you go, you're just nailing these to the wall with a nail gun. They're so light, you don't need to worry about studs. You're just going to use a nickel, and that's what creates that little space in between each slat of wood, and that's what creates that texture. Then all it is filling in the little nail holes with joint compound, kind of sand that down, and then paint it.
And then paint and prime and paint it. And that's it?
Yes. That's all there is to it. I mean, it takes a while because you're going to have to figure out the measurements of each of your slats, but once you have that, it goes by super fast.
Well, and especially for this, for like an entryway, which is just kind of like a little accent wall, that's a nice place if you've never done it before. That is a nice project to do it on. It's a statement wall, and it's not going to be like you did an entire barn, but you're Erin Meyer, you know. But yeah, entryway is probably a good where to start is what I'm trying to say.
Right, and I think what is so nice about it, it adds a little warmth and texture, and I like it just kind of in that nook. Like my whole entry isn't shiplap, and let's be honest, like trends come and go. So the shiplap probably won't be around forever, and so this would be super easy to just remove off your wall as well. If one day you decide, I don't want this on here anymore, you can easily remove all those planks off the wall. So
I love it. Erin Meyer, thank you so much. We'll be posting this segment on our Facebook page and YouTube pages as well. Erin's segments are always popular, so give us a few minutes to put it up. Just search for Jason Show TV. And be sure to check out Erin's website, Lemons, Lavender, and Laundry. We're going to take a break. Still ahead, how could they? What did Disney do that is getting some fans so very upset? My goodness. We'll talk about that when we come back. Back in a moment, everyone. People are up.
It's a cult classic, and after 27 years, the two girls, Kathy Najimy and Sarah Jessica Parker, and I have reunited for this one night only Halloween extravaganza, a mockumentary called In Search of the Sanderson Sisters. And it's not just a Zoom call, and tickets are still available, nyrt.org.
You heard it there. It's official. Rumors have been going around for years. Attention, dear millennials. The Sanderson sisters from the cult Halloween movie Hocus Pocus are actually reuniting this week for a great cause. Bette Midler right there. You see, the divine Miss M was on with Seth Meyers on Late Night and said she teamed up once again with Sarah Jessica Parker and Kathy Najimy to shoot a new special airing tomorrow night. Other cast members will also be a part of the show, and it'll be available, write this down, at nyrp.org. And so, and as she said, this isn't, no offense to Zoom reunions, we do them here on our show, but this isn't a Zoom thing. They actually got tested, quarantined, and went into a studio in costume and shot a new thing. So that for your generation, this is like catnip.
It is.
Yes.
I love them so much.
I know you do. I don't get it. But I'm too old. It missed me. I was just too old to appreciate it. Colin, it's Halloween catnip for him.
It is. I already watched it twice this year.
He's already watched it twice when I haven't been home.
Yep.
So yeah. And then like last night when he's on home, I watched Dynasty. Well, speaking of Halloween movies, we want to hear, from you, about your ultimate Halloween movie. Right now, on the Jason Show social media pages, we're asking you to pick your favorite flick from these 5. If you had to pick like your ultimate Halloween movie, Hocus Pocus, Halloween, Scream, The Exorcist, or Beetlejuice. So we're hearing from you right now, and we'll let you know. Mine out of that is The Exorcist. And then Halloween with Michael Myers. Those are the two. Halloween, for me, is Halloween. That's confusing. But scary-wise, nothing will ever beat The Exorcist.
That is pretty creepy.
I mean, because again, demons are real. And I had one in my house in St. Louis Park.
It's true.
Serious. He was in the closet. Yeah. What's yours?
Hocus Pocus.
And, I'm sorry. My disdain was visible.
No, literally, it hit me in the eye. It hurt a little.
I'm kidding. Some changes are coming to the happiest place on earth, but some people aren't happy. Disney World showed off, now look at this here, showed off a new paint job to their iconic entrance to Walt Disney World in Orlando. This is on the road, because, you know, Disney owns like 8 million acres. This is the entrance when you're driving into property, as they say. They say it complements the recent makeover that they did to Cinderella's castle in Walt Disney World. Well, Some diehards are losing their mind, which I am steeped in this because, as you guys know, I love Disney, blah, blah, blah. I'm there 80 times a year when there's not a global pandemic. But anyway, people, human nature, they do not like change, and Disney people really do not like change. They don't like when shows change. They don't like when rides change. Heavens to Murgatroyd if they take away a character. And they're already bruised from this year's redo. I mentioned it here of Cinderella's Castle. So this is the new. So this is what it looks like now. They kind of modeled it after what they did to the Disneyland castle. So you see shades of pink, the gray at the bottom, brighter blues, and now here's the old. There's the old, which I got to tell you, and this sounds like something you hear, but it's better in person. The new one is better in person. Some people think it looks gaudy. There's more gold accents to it, but in person it's much better. This, I'm not kidding, is one of the most polarizing things Disney has done with their fans. And just, if you want just mindless entertainment, go to any of the Disney World fan sites and watch the folks go back and forth. It's worse than Star Wars fans. Like, you can't get two Star Wars fans to agree on anything. The same is true with Walt Disney World. Do you like the castle?
I would have to see it in person. It is a little odd looking. The old one, I think, looks cleaner.
Yeah.
A little more Disney iconic. The new one, I'm hoping that it looks better in person.
It does. It looks, trust me, it does look better.
It looks very rose.
Now watch, even on our Facebook page, people go, Jathan, no, it's tacky. It's pink and tacky. Pink and tacky, by the way, was what they called me in high school. Yeah. We'll be right back, everybody. Stay with us. Pink and tacky. Welcome back. Speaking of Disney, Jeff, do you remember what her name was? A very nice lady asked about my tie. Cheryl. Cheryl emailed during the show. She was like, "Oh, Jason, I really like your tie today. I would like to get one for my son." I don't know if the TV or the camera picks it up. This is actually little bitty Mickey Mouses. If you look real close, ironically, I didn't plan this. So right there, little bitty.
Yeah,
Mickeys.
I can't tell from here, but I'm blind as a bat.
So Cheryl, if you want to know where I got it, Walt Disney World. That's where I got it. Hey, Cheryl and everyone else, if you missed our show live, don't worry. You can always catch us on the YouTube. Just search for The Jason Show on our YouTube page and hit that subscribe button and the bell, too. It'll remind you when we upload a new video. We're going to take a break. We'll be back to wrap up the show right after this. There's my Mickey hat. Welcome back. Kendall joins me again. Tomorrow, Jason. Tomorrow is going to be our Halloween show.
Oh.
And you were
I'm just laughing because I was like, what was this? Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tomorrow's going to be our Halloween show. And look, everything's a little bit different this year. It's going to be a little bit more toned down than we usually have. I mean, we usually have a studio audience. We have decorations. It's a little toned down. Our costumes are a little toned down. But I think it'll be cute and it'll be fun to see. All I'll say is a little hint. I will be very comfortable. I'll be very, very comfortable. And you will too. Do you know what you're going to do? You do? You're not going to tell me, are you? Yeah. Well, you know what I'm, anyway.
I know what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. All I know is it'll be a really easy show to get through. I'll be like as snug as a bug in a rug. That's a little hint there. Yeah. Are you doing any other costumes for Halloween, or is that it? Are you doing any parties or anything?
Yeah, well, we're doing the Addams Family. My family would just have been kind of quarantining together. So we're all doing the Addams Family. I'm Morticia. Duh.
Yeah. I'm going as a pull tab winner for the weekend.
How does one do that?
You're looking at them. I'm just gonna go. No, I'm not dressing up. I'm not dressing up this year, but I do. I've been the Addams Family before. I was Gomez. I was the Addams Family. I was Gomez on the Buzz, on the Fox 9 Buzz.
Really?
Year one, Alex, Keith, and I dressed up as the Addams Family. Alex was a beautiful Morticia.
Sure,
I think I have that picture somewhere. Maybe I'll show it tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I do. I have it. I had a striped suit. It was striped suit.
Did you have the golf club?
What?
The golf club that he carries around.
No, I didn't have that. It was very low budget back then. Very, very low.
Couldn't afford that.
No, we couldn't have that. So anyway, that's coming up tomorrow. Find out what we all dress up as. Plus, we talk live to the Minnesota brother and sister behind the scary Travel Channel show, Destination Fear. That's tomorrow. Yeah, they're great. I love them. That's a good show to watch over the Thanksgiving. Jason, one holiday at a time, Halloween. Hey, that's going to do it for us. If you're a kid watching that's being bullied, go out there and be yourself because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. Thanks for watching, everybody. We will see you tomorrow. Okay, Kendall, tell me, what are you going to be? Tell me right now while everyone's listening.
So I'm actually debating.